Yo, so what's going on? It's fucking cold. But I was thinking about the fact that video games and business, there's a lot of similarities there. So I'm going to kind of give you a little story of how I like to treat cold email kind of like a fucking game because it really is fun. And I think business should be fun. Obviously, video games are fun. And so if there can be fun in business, you're going to have a good fucking time making money. And so little story time. Everybody seems to know about this new GTA 5 role play. I don't think it's new anymore, but I don't think it's new at all, in fact. But interestingly enough, like 10 years ago, I played the version of that on San Andreas. It was called SAMP, San Andreas multiplayer, and it was completely different. I mean, I think you had to download all this like cracked bullshit, and then you could obviously add a bunch of mods to it, just like it is now. And one thing about it is there was a ton of servers, but you wanted to play on the more popular servers. And because it's role play, they add all these different things like factions and shit. So it's like the FBI and the fucking LSPD, and they can script in really anything they wanted. So there was developers, there was a whole development team. There was all kinds of intricate shit going on, not only in the game, but to make the game run. And so because of this, there was this whole community of people, and we all interacted in fucking TeamSpeak. And they had a huge forum dedicated to this community. So there would be like, you could literally, it's so crazy to think about like now just how fucking goofy it is. But you could apply on a forum online to go and be in the FBI in the game. And then you could do that with all these different gangs and all these different, like the LSPD, the SFPD. There was a bunch of different fucking militaries and shit. And that's just kind of the beginning of it. But I was about 13 or 14 playing this game. And originally I got started in like doing the fucking LSPD, and then I like joined the FBI. It's so funny. It's so nerdy, like thinking about it. But I was doing a lot of like forum work. And so I was I was also an admin. So they had this whole admin team. There was thousands of people on this in this community, like thousands, over 60,000 were I think active. You could only have like 1,000 people on the server at once. But obviously different time zones, people coming in monthly, whatever. And yeah, I just remember even like being an admin, I was handling forum complaints, and like I would have to have a shift where I would log in and do admin duty and like catch people that were getting like people would file complaints on hackers in game. You would have to spectate them. If they're obviously hacking, you fucking ban them, and all kinds of shit, like people getting complaints on them for not role playing, right? And so everything was a game, but there were admins that were making money. I never made any money on it, but the community itself was making a lot of money. And just because I was on forums and doing forum work, I had to learn HTML, how to format things properly, obviously like making things look aesthetic and shit. And just that's really where I got my start in like I'm always going to try to fucking be at the top of whatever I'm doing. And so I just found it fun. Like I just found it fun to do the forum work and write new like for it's so funny. But like I would write new whoa, there it is. I would write new stuff for the FBI, like the division that I was running, and I would write them new like protocols and like reviews, and people literally would make case studies, and like you could go and arrest like some dude, and depending on the server you were in, you could put them in jail for like either 3 hours to like literally some your account would just be gone. Like you would just be in prison for life. Anyways, how does this relate to business? To me, I mean, shit, like we're trying to build a team. And it's kind of like building like a clan in like Call of Duty, you know? Like we need good people under us, and we need to perform at a high level for all of the things that I guess we're playing. Like the services that we're offering and doing day to day essentially would be like you competing with whoever or just playing the game. And so if we're needing to hire an inbox manager, or we're just trying to sign new clients and scale, and the whole thing really is fun. And to me, I just relate so much of the work that I do to how you can play a video game. And like I said, I mean, obviously, video games are fucking fun. And so if you could turn the ability to hire people, the ability to write SOPs, the ability to do the day to day, just all of that stuff, instead of looking at it as a burden, why don't we look at it as something like a game? Like, why don't we gamify our business? Because at the end of the day, we don't really want to be playing video games. Like, maybe an hour or two a day, you go play fucking whatever, have fun. But this should be fun. And rising up the ranks in business is 10 times cooler than rising up the ranks in Call of Duty. You know, obviously it's addicting as shit and it's still fun. Don't get me wrong, but what's going to actually impact your life? It's very simple. We all fucking know this. And so try to look at some of this, and I need to learn this lesson myself, like consistently, you know. So I can't really tell you 100% like this is what I do 24 fucking 7, but the idea is still obviously there, and I want to have this at the front of my mind consistently, because then work doesn't really seem like such a pain in the ass, and it shouldn't be a pain in the ass. And scaling an agency, there's so many layers of it that really do seem like a video game. You need to get to like 10 clients, right? You need to get to 10 retainers. The moment you get to 10 retainers, you need to start signing people, or like employees that can take away some of the shit that you're doing day to day that's not, really moving the needle in terms of making more money. And then once you do that, you can figure out how to scale even further. Then you get to 15. How can we get to 15? How many emails? What do we have to do exactly to essentially rank up? And can we do it faster? Can we get in the fucking to this goal twice as fast as we wanted to in the first place? It should be fun. These things are cool. And I'm just kind of, rambling about some, shit that I learned when I was a kid, but we all play video games. Obviously, it's fun. Business is very similar. So just turn it into a game. That's, I mean, just kind of a random thought that I had. I hope you guys are having a good fucking winter. It's obviously cold out here. And I'm in Phoenix, so I'm just being a girl. I'm sure where you guys are, it's like -9 degrees. But yeah, random thought. Peace out.